The great conflict that threatened the fabric of the universe has finally subsided into the echoes of history. Rian and Lyra, through their unbreakable bond, managed to pacify the Creator and bring a hard-won peace to the galaxy. As the stars began to shine with a renewed clarity, the civilizations of the universe looked toward the horizon with hope. But in the deepest reaches of uncharted space, something ancient and powerful was beginning to stir in the silence. 3 months have passed since that fateful day, when the Creator chose to rest within the core of Astralis Infinity. On the planet Eternus, the capital of the newly formed alliance, the morning sun rises over crystal towers that reach for the heavens. Humans and Eclipse citizens now walk side by side, building a society founded on mutual respect and shared dreams. The scars of the past are healing, replaced by the bustling energy of a world reborn from the ashes of war.
Today, we will discuss the importance of adaptability in the face of the unknown, for a pilot is only as good as their ability to evolve. Every battle we have fought has taught us that the universe is not a static place, but a living, breathing entity that requires our constant attention. You must learn to listen to your partner and your machine as if they were extensions of your own soul. Remember, the bond you share is the greatest weapon you will ever possess in the defense of our home.
Sir, I have studied the records of your final stand against the Architects and the Creator many times. Have you ever faced an enemy so overwhelming that you truly believed defeat was the only possible outcome? We see you as a hero who never wavered, but did you ever feel the weight of the entire universe pressing down on your shoulders? I want to know how you found the strength to keep fighting when the stars themselves seem to be going out.
The truth is that I have faced defeat many times, and there were moments when the darkness felt absolute. But I learned that defeat isn't the end of your story. It is an opportunity to grow and redefine what you are capable of achieving. Every time I felt like giving up, I looked at Lyra and realized that our connection was stronger than any fear I could imagine. It is that connection that pulls us back from the brink and allows us to reach for the impossible.
While Rian trains the next generation of heroes, the Guardian Hangar remains a place of quiet mystery and technological evolution. Astralis Infinity stands in a new, more refined configuration, its hull pulsing with a gentle golden and blue energy that seems almost organic. The machine is no longer just a weapon of war. It has become a living monument to the peace that now spans the galaxies. At its core, the eternal relics continue to orbit in a perfect, silent harmony that defies traditional physics. The Creator's consciousness is still inside the machine, resting peacefully within the golden sphere at the very heart of the core. It feels as though the universe itself is holding its breath, allowing the ancient being to find the tranquility it was denied for so many eons. I can sense the warmth radiating from the metal, a heartbeat that echoes the pulse of the stars themselves. Rest well, Creator, for the world you sought to destroy has finally found the balance you once desired.
Commander Elias, please come to the research lab immediately, as our long-range sensors have detected something that defies all rational explanation. I was running a routine sweep of the outer sectors when a massive anomaly appeared on our deep space scanners, moving with incredible precision. The energy signatures are unlike anything in our database, neither architect nor void in origin, yet they possess a terrifying level of sophistication. This is not a natural phenomenon, it is an arrival.
Show me the visual feed from the deep space probes and tell me exactly how many vessels we are looking at in this formation. If this is an invasion, we need to know the scale of the threat before we alert the civilian population or the Council of Worlds. We have worked too hard for this peace to let it be shattered by a ghost from the void. Prepare a secure line to the Guardian Academy and tell Rian and Lyra that their vacation is officially over.
The probes are finally coming within visual range, but the technology these ships are using seems to distort the very light around them. Look at the elegance of these designs. They are predatory yet graceful, crafted from a strange silver and black metal that seems to absorb the void. There are hundreds of them, perhaps thousands, moving in a perfect wedge formation that suggests a highly disciplined military structure. They are not attacking, but their presence is a silent challenge to our sovereignty.
Those symbols on the hulls of the leading ships, I have seen them before in the most ancient ruins of the Keeper archives. My people always believed that the architects were not the first beings to walk the stars, but merely the last survivors of a greater era. These markings belong to the first civilization, the ones who were said to have laid the foundations of reality itself before the Great Silence. If they have returned, then the history we know is only a small fragment of the truth.
Eris is correct, as the architect's forbidden archives often mentioned a race of founders who were betrayed by their own creations billions of years ago. These beings were said to possess the power to shape matter and energy at a fundamental level, creating the eternal relics as tools for universal stewardship. If this fleet truly belongs to the first civilization, then we are facing the literal parents of our universe. Their return could mean the dawn of a new age or the absolute end of our current existence.
The command center quickly filled with the familiar faces of the heroes who had saved the universe only months prior. Ryan, Lyra, Kale, Luna, and Commander Rex stood before the holographic map, watching the inexorable advance of the unknown armada. The air was thick with tension, a stark contrast to the celebrations that had occupied their lives recently. They knew that the silence of the fleet was more ominous than any battle cry, for it signaled a power that had no need for intimidation.
The unknown fleet has entered Allied space, but they have ignored every attempt we have made to initiate diplomatic contact. They are simply watching us, positioning themselves around our key energy hubs and relic storage facilities without firing a single shot. It is a calculated move, designed to show us their reach and their lack of fear toward our defenses. We cannot afford to strike first, but we must be ready to defend our people if the situation turns hostile.
Suddenly, the main view screen flickered with a surge of energy that bypassed all of the command center's sophisticated firewalls and security protocols. A transmission was forcing its way through, originating from the massive flagship at the center of the Silver Armada. The screen stabilized to reveal a figure of such ancient beauty and cold authority that the room fell into a deathly silence. It was the Empress of the Eternal Dominion, a being whose very presence seemed to warp the space around her.
Children of the architects, I am Empress Seraphina, the rightful ruler of the Eternal Dominion and the sovereign of the First Light. For billions of years, my people have waited in the darkness outside this universe, trapped by the betrayal of those we created to serve us. We have watched your petty wars and your fragile peace, and we have decided that the time has come to reclaim what was stolen. You carry the legacy of our traitors, and now you must answer for their sins. Long ago, we gave the architects the knowledge to build, the power to sustain, and the eternal relics as a gift to govern the stars. Instead of gratitude, they used that power to seal us away, fearful of the very masters who gave them life and purpose. But the seals have weakened, and the cycle of our exile has finally reached its inevitable conclusion. I demand the immediate return of the eternal relics, for they are our property and the source of our people's immortality.
Empress Seraphina, I am Rian, and I speak for the alliance of worlds that currently inhabits this galaxy. The eternal relics are no longer just tools or property to be claimed.
They are the heart of our universe and the protectors of all life. They have evolved alongside us, and taking them away would result in the collapse of countless civilizations and the deaths of billions. We will not hand over the source of our existence to a ghost from a forgotten past without a fight.
You speak of life and peace as if they are yours to define, yet you are merely the echoes of a broken lineage that has forgotten its origin. If you refuse to return our legacy, then you shall face our judgment, and we will take back what is ours through the fires of purification. Your fragile alliance will crumble before the might of the first civilization, for we are the ones who wrote the laws of the universe you call home. You have 24 hours to comply before we begin the reclamation.
The transmission ended as abruptly as it began, leaving the command room in a state of chaotic debate and mounting panic. Council members shouted for immediate mobilization of the fleet, while others argued that a war with such a powerful force would be absolute suicide. Ryan stood silent in the center of the storm, his mind racing as he considered the Empress's words and the weight of the choice before them. He knew that a military solution was impossible, but surrender was not an option either.
Silence. We cannot afford to let fear dictate our actions, or we will have lost before the first shot is even fired. I suggest a diplomatic mission to the Dominion's flagship, where we can speak to the Empress as equals and find a path that doesn't lead to total destruction. I will go myself, as the bearer of the relic's power, to show them that we are not just the children of traitors, but a new evolution of life. I will go alone if I must, to ensure our safety.
You are not going anywhere without me, Rian, for our bond is the only reason the relics have the strength they do today. If the Empress wishes to judge the legacy of the architects, she must judge us together, for we are the embodiment of what this universe has become. Whatever happens on that flagship, we face it as one, just as we have faced every other threat that has come our way. We will show her that the architect's greatest creation was not a tool, but the capacity for love.
The decision was made, and a small, unarmed diplomatic shuttle launched from the surface of Eternus, heading toward the massive silver flagship. As the vessel approached the Dominion fleet, it looked like a tiny insect compared to the colossal architecture of the first civilization. Thousands of silver-plated weapons tracked the shuttle's every move, but the Empress had given orders to let them through. The air inside the shuttle was tense, filled with the hum of the engines and the silent prayers of the crew.
Hold steady and keep our signatures low. We don't want to give them any reason to think we are a threat or that we are hiding something. We are here to talk, to listen, and to find a way to bridge a gap that has existed for billions of years. Lyra, can you feel anything from the ships themselves? They look so cold and clinical, yet Eris said they were the founders of all light and matter in our galaxy.
I feel a profound sense of loneliness coming from the flagship, a coldness that isn't born of malice, but of being forgotten by time itself. It is the same kind of pain that the Creator felt, but amplified by an entire civilization that has been denied its place in existence. They don't just want the relics, they want to be seen and remembered by the universe they created. We must be careful, for a wounded heart with that much power is a dangerous thing indeed. The Empress has granted you an audience in the Hall of Origins, though why she bothers with such primitive beings is beyond our comprehension. Leave your weapons and your fears behind, for they will serve you no purpose in the presence of the First Light. Follow the path of the silver light, and do not stray from the walkway, or you will be erased from the timeline. Your presence here is a curiosity, nothing more, and your fate will be decided by the one who created you.
Rian and Lyra walked through colossal halls lined with ancient carvings that depicted the birth of the universe and the creation of the architects. The scale of the architecture was overwhelming, designed to make any visitor feel small and insignificant in the face of the Dominion's glory. At the end of the final hall stood a throne made of pure, solidified starlight, where Empress Seraphina sat waiting for them. Her eyes seemed to contain the birth and death of entire galaxies as she watched them approach.
So the fragments of the architects have found the courage to stand before me, even while they carry the very power that was stolen from my people. Tell me, Fragment, why should I show any mercy to a race that has lived so long on the fruits of our labor without ever acknowledging their masters? You are like children playing in the ruins of a palace you did not build, claiming it as your own. Give me one reason why I should not simply reclaim the relics and let your civilization fade into the void.
We are not here to claim ownership of the past, but to protect the life that has flourished because of the legacy you left behind. The architects may have betrayed you, but we are not the architects. We are something new, born from the struggle to survive and the desire to love. The relics are no longer just tools of power. They are the anchors that keep our reality stable and our people hopeful. If you take them back, you aren't just reclaiming property, you are committing an act of total genocide.
Genocide is a concept for those who understand the passage of time, but we are eternal, and we have suffered 1 billion years of non-existence. Do you know what it is like to be the architect of everything, and then be locked away in a room where nothing exists, not even light? We loved the architects as our own children, and they discarded us like broken tools when they no longer needed our guidance. Why should we care about the survival of their successors when our own survival was ignored?
Because you are the ones who taught the universe how to exist, and that means you are responsible for the love that exists within it too. We understand the pain of loss and the bitterness of betrayal, for our own history is written in the blood of those who suffered. But revenge will not fill the void in your hearts. It will only create a new darkness that will consume you just as it consumed the architects. Let us show you that the world you created is still beautiful and worthy of your protection.
You speak with the same idealism as the first architects before they turned their hearts to stone, but words are cheap in the face of eternity. If you truly believe that your hearts are pure and that your intentions are just, then you must prove it to me through the labyrinth of truth. This is a construct of our people that reads the soul and reveals the deepest intentions of any who enter its shifting walls. If you survive its trials and reach the center, I will listen to your proposal for peace.
The world around Rian and Lyra dissolved, replaced by a shifting landscape of memories and psychological manifestations that challenged their very sense of self. The labyrinth of truth was not a physical maze, but a journey through the darkest corners of their own minds and the collective history of their people. They saw the faces of those they had lost, the mistakes they had made, and the fears they had tried so hard to bury. Reality bent and twisted, forcing them to confront the possibility that they were wrong.
I see my younger self, back when I was just a cadet who knew nothing of the world and feared the very machine I was meant to pilot. He's asking me if I'm sure I'm doing the right thing, or if I'm just leading everyone into a catastrophe because of my own ego. I have to tell him that I don't have all the answers, but I have a purpose that is greater than my own life. I am doing this for the people I love, and that is the only truth I need.
I see my parents, the ones I never knew, standing in a garden of light and telling me that I was born to be a bridge between the old world and the new. They are telling me that I don't have to carry the weight of the universe alone, and that my strength comes from the connections I have forged. I can feel their love, and it gives me the courage to push through the shadows that are trying to pull me back. I am not a fragment.
I am a complete soul, and I choose to live.
Your hearts are pure, for you do not seek power for the sake of dominion, but for the protection of the fragile lives you cherish. You have faced the truth of your own limitations and found the strength to move forward regardless of the fear that haunts you. The center of the labyrinth is open to you, for you have proven that the children of the architects have evolved beyond the sins of their fathers. Enter the light and claim the future you have earned through your sacrifice.
As Rian and Lyra reached the golden orb, the labyrinth dissolved, and they found themselves standing back in the Hall of Origins before a stunned
that's all for today. I will bring you next episode very soon. Please subscribe to this channel
or be
and leave a comment.
by their own hidden
Bye-bye, my
darkness,
dear subscribers.
as so many others had. Instead, she had witnessed a level of selflessness and unity that she hadn't seen since the golden age of her own civilization. Her expression softened, the coldness in her eyes replaced by a flicker of genuine respect.
In all my eons of existence, I have never seen such clarity of purpose in being so young and so limited by the constraints of time. You have survived a trial that would have broken the most powerful architects, and you have done so by leaning on each other instead of seeking individual glory. Perhaps I was wrong about you, and perhaps the universe we created has finally produced something worthy of being called our family. I will not take the relics from you, for they are clearly where they belong. People of the eternal dominion, hear my voice across the stars and lower your weapons, for we are not among enemies, but among our own successors. Today marks the end of our exile and the beginning of a new alliance, where the knowledge of the past will serve the hope of the future. We will join this alliance, not as masters, but as partners, sharing our wisdom to ensure that the peace these heroes have built will last forever. Let the golden age of the united universe finally begin under the light of the first light.
The news of the Alliance spread across the galaxy like wildfire, sparking celebrations on every world from the core to the outer rim. On Eternus, the Dominion ships docked peacefully, and the once feared soldiers of the first civilization walked the streets as guests and teachers. The technology of the founders was shared openly, leading to a surge in medical, scientific, and artistic breakthroughs that advanced the Alliance by 1,000 years overnight. The threat of war had been transformed into the promise of an infinite future.
Rian, Lyra, I have a gift for you that represents the sum of our history and the potential of what your machine can become with our guidance. This silver crystal contains the primary data streams of the first civilization, allowing you to interface with the very fabric of reality itself. Use it to evolve your guardian, for the challenges of the future will require a level of power that even the architects could not imagine. You are now the stewards of our legacy, and we trust you to use it wisely for all life.
This is absolutely incredible. The data within this crystal predates every mathematical model we have ever developed and offers a solution to the entropy of the universe. With this knowledge, we can power entire worlds without a single drop of fuel and travel between galaxies in the blink of an eye. The universe is so much older and more complex than we ever imagined, and thanks to you two, we finally have the map to explore it. There is truly nothing we cannot achieve together.
In the Guardian hangar, the silver crystal was integrated into the core of Astralis Infinity, triggering a transformation that reshaped the massive machine into its final, most powerful form. Its wings expanded into 4 majestic arrays of light, and its armor took on a shimmering, pearlescent quality that seemed to vibrate with cosmic energy. It was no longer just a FRANXX or a Guardian. It was the Astralis Infinity Dominion, a being of metal and spirit that stood as the ultimate protector of the new alliance.
She's beautiful, Lyra, and she feels more alive than ever before. as if the machine itself is happy to be a part of this new world we've built. I can feel the strength of the Empress and the wisdom of the founders flowing through the controls, but they don't overpower us, they support us. Are you ready to see what's out there beyond the edge of our known maps? The entire universe is waiting for us, and for the first time, we don't have to face it with fear.
I have never been more ready, because I know that no matter how far we travel, we will always have each other to guide us back home. The future isn't just about the stars we discover, but about the bonds we maintain and the peace we protect for the generations that will follow us. We started as two lonely people in a world at war, and now we are the heart of a galaxy that knows true unity. Let's go, Rian. The unknown horizon is calling our names, and it's time we answered.
A new Council of Worlds was established, bringing together leaders from every civilization to govern the stars with wisdom, compassion, and shared responsibility. They met around a massive table on Eternus, where the laws of the new era were written not in blood, but in the spirit of cooperation and mutual aid. Commander Elias, Empress Seraphina, and Professor Orion sat together, proving that even the oldest enemies could become the strongest allies when faced with a common destiny of peace.
To the future, to the unknown, and most importantly, to the bonds that connect us all across the vastness of the cosmos. We have survived the darkness, and now we shall walk together into the light of 1,000 suns, ensuring that hope never fades from the hearts of any living being. This is our promise, our legacy, and our greatest victory. May it stand as a testament to the power of connection for all of eternity. Let us never forget that we are stronger together than we could ever be alone.
And so the war is over, and the heroes who fought so bravely have finally found the rest and happiness they deserve in a universe that is finally at peace. The legend of Rian and Lyra will be told for generations, a story of two souls who dared to believe in love when the world only knew hate. As the camera pulls back from Eternus, we see a galaxy that is vibrant, united, and filled with the light of 1 trillion dreams. The story of the FRANXX has reached its conclusion, but the journey of the spirit has only just begun. In the final moment of this era, a photograph is taken of the heroes standing together in front of the Astralis Infinity Dominion, their smiles bright against the sunset of Eternus. This image is cast in stone and placed in the center of the capital, a permanent reminder that even in the face of the impossible, unity can prevail. The heroes rest, the stars watch over them, and the universe breathes a sigh of relief. The horizon is no longer unknown. It is a home for everyone who dares to reach for it. Deep beyond the reaches of the known universe, in a place where even light cannot penetrate, a massive shadow begins to move in the absolute darkness of the void. Thousands of glowing red eyes open one by one, revealing a structure larger than entire galaxies that has been sleeping for an eternity of eons. A voice that sounds like the grinding of tectonic plates whispers into the emptiness. The first civilization has returned, and the relics have evolved. It is time for the true architects to awaken and begin the Great Crusade.